Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is early this morning. My nose is itching. It's 6 a.m. and I noticed my hair's a little, but that's okay because we're getting to sew today. It is 6 a.m. and I'm hoping to have a full sewing day today. I do have a lot of appointments scheduled today as well. Not doctor appointments, nothing like that. They're good appointments. But today, first thing, we are going to start on the Open Gate quilts. I think this was their little trash bag, their little garbage bag, because we've got our little clips and our garbage bags. I'm going to lay that out of the way. I wanted to get a quick, fun little project out of the way this morning. And I will forewarn y'all, y'all will probably see several videos looking like this. That's because if I have a full day of sewing, I'm going to have a full day of recording probably. But I'm opening my package and I've got this beautiful little fabric here. Gonna lay that there. Then I have these beautiful dragonflies and I have the batting on the inside, I guess. That's what that is. And it looks like that is all it is. Let me read what the supplies are. The outside fabric, the rectangle of lining fabric, fusible fleece, one strip. I don't know, did I miss the strip? Oh, that's the strip. This is going to be for our handle. Okay, so let me see what I've got to do here. Now it's telling me to cut to centering the sun motif. Well, I don't want to cut the sun. I don't know. This is kind of, I think I see what it is. The instructions that I have is telling me to cut 2 squares. I don't have to because my fabric is already the length that needs to be. So I need to fuse the fusible fleece to the wrong side of the outside fabric. Okay. And y'all, sometimes that's the good thing about Open Gate Quilt. They send you exactly what you're going to need. But when you get to reading the instructions, it may get a little confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fuse this to this front piece. And I will be right back. I do need to cut my fusible fleece down though. But I'll be right back. Okay, I now have my... what's that called? My fusible fleece interfacing or fusible fleece attached. If you need instructions on how to do this, Open Gate Quilts does have instructions on their website. So now that we have our front or our outside fabric done, let's see what our next step is. It says with right sides together, sew along the 2 sides. So if you get the box and you're needing instructions, maybe this will help. I don't know. I'm not much of one for giving instructions because I could be so wrong. Trying to make sure that my little sunshiny face is lined up there. And we are going to sew these together. Looks like 1/4 inch. It does not say. But we also have to do this for the lining. So, once I get this one done, I will do the lining. How are y'all doing today? Our weekend is getting started here. I hope things are going great for y'all. I haven't walked outside, so I don't even know how pretty of a day it is. I'm sure it is beautiful. I'm sure it's a very beautiful day. It looks like my fabric got off just a hair here. It always seems to do that when I start sewing. Making sure I'm staying lined up over here. Okay, it says repeat for the lining. So we've got our outside done. So now we're going to do our lining. So we're just going to fold it in half and match up the edge here. Now I do see that my bobbin is just about out, so let's hope it can last until we get this done, and I'll change it after this. Before I hit my next project today, which, like I said, I got big projects all day long. All weekend, actually. Although I do have to head to town today at some time. Y'all, I'm sorry if I keep rubbing my face. Something is... I must have a piece of hair or fuzz around my face that's bothering me. With the wrong sides out, flatten the bottom of the bag by bringing the bottom seam and a side seam together. I didn't sew a bottom seam. So I also have to sew the bottom here. So I am going to flatten my bag. Make sure my sun is in the center. I didn't read that all the way. It probably would have been better had I read it all the way. I only read that first part of it, instructions. I have a tendency of doing that. I don't read it all the way. But I'm learning. I am learning. So, I'm going to get that one out of the way and do the same thing for our inside panel. Now, I'm not going to worry about the seam, about which direction it goes, and actually to avoid worrying about it, I'm going to turn it the other direction. So that's on the bottom. Okay, so now let me read all of instruction 1. We fused it, right sides together, sewed along the sides and along the bottom. This is press, repeat for lining. Well, I didn't press, and I'm okay with that. But let me go on and press, so I have my sides here. Okay, so now I have it pressed. And it says, with wrong sides out, flatten the bottom of the bag by bringing the bottom seam and a side seam together. Okay, being that I don't have a side seam because my panel was long enough, I've got to figure out how to do that. I remember there's something weird about that. For me, it's weird. I know I have to open it and I have to do something like this. Measure in 2 inches and mark a line perpendicular to the seams. Let's go in 2 inches. Let me turn it this direction. Okay, so how I'm doing this, I'm just taking my marking tool ruler and I'm going to just mark on that fabric 2 inches down. Now I'm going to keep this flat. This is a little difficult here, and I'm going to see if I can get this to mark on the fusible fleece. Letting y'all see how I do this. If you can see it, I know it's up here on my machine and you can't see very well because this light under here causes my camera to go dark right there, or you can't see it, it's just too bright. I know it's hard to see. So now I'm doing the next side, and I'm making sure that pressed seam is even. And we're going to go down 2 inches on that as well. I'm going to mark that 2 inches on the fabric, and it's a straight line across, so I know when I flatten it and lay it down. I'm going to flatten this here, lay it down, put my little marking tool right there on it. It's hard to mark on this fusible fleece, but I'm getting it done. I wanted to get just a real quick little project out for y'all today. It is Friday morning. You'll be seeing this evening, actually. So now that we've got that done, we're going to sew on it. And I have seen a little trick in one of my quilting groups that I'm in on how to sew these lines without having to mark a line, but it requires a light. So I think I'm going to go try to check out this light and see if I can find it. And if I can, I will include a link down in my description. Now, it's going to be one of those things where you have to attach it to your sewing machine, so that may be a deal breaker for some people. If I can figure a way out to attach it to mine without messing my machine up, I will, and I'll show you guys that. Okay, so now that I have these sewn across here, I need to trim. Let me make sure I'm doing this right before I go cutting anything. Okay, so I have to repeat this for the lining as well. So we are going to match the bottom seam with the side seam. And I don't have a seam on the side, so I have to match it to the fold. That's a good reason there to press it really good. Now, I'm going to lay this one down. Yeah, I'm sorry you can't see this, but I have to turn it where I can see it so I can do the marking and all that. So now we're doing our other side. We're making sure we're lined up there. This may not be perfect, but I'm not shooting for perfection. Now, this is the lining of the inside, not like the garbage lining, but they did provide us with some liners, which is really nice. And if you get the Open Gate Quilt Box, I'm pretty certain everyone that is subscribed did get the email, but I will reiterate, the boxes are going to be a little late because they were, I believe, ill, and they were just getting them out a little late, which is okay. Things happen, and we are okay with that. Now, I still not have gotten my Creative Notions for June yet as well. So I paid for my July, and I should get one in August. So I don't know yet what's going on with that. I haven't contacted them again because if they're behind, they don't want people calling them all the time asking what's going on, but they have such a nice box. Now, I did get that other one that was catching up from October of last year. I don't know if that was going to be in place of, but if it was in place of, I didn't pay as much for that box as I did this other one. So, okay, so I am trimmed out now, and let me lay that to the side. We're going to see what we're doing now. It says, press the strap fabric in half lengthwise, wrong sides together. It says, bring the raw edges into the center, fold and press top stitch. Okay, one moment, let me get that done. Alrighty, now I am done with our little handle strip. And y'all, let me tell you, I can do it wrong even sitting here reading the instructions. The instructions say with wrong sides together. And I put right sides together. I figured it out real quick. So now what I'm going to do is run 1/8 of an inch on each side. So let me get that 1/8 of an inch on this side first. Now I hear kitty cats bumping around in here, so if y'all hear it, it's nothing major, just a kitty cat. And I'm paying real close attention to keep that on the edge of this foot. The foot I have on my machine is the 3070, which it does 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. The inside of the foot is 1/8. The outside of the foot is 1/4. And I want to make sure I have that correct because this is going to be our handle. Now to do where the two sides come together, I wanted to make sure to get that one side first. That way I had it stable. So if you are looking for a subscription box that has real quick, easy projects in it, you have a small project and a large project in the Open Gate Quilt Box. I will have the link down in the description for this box. Now also with Open Gate Quilt Box, you are able to get an add-on of the backing for the large project for an additional, I think $12 is what it is. But it is well worth it. That way, the only thing you have to worry about, I don't even know, they may include the binding in the projects too. But now, I have my strap done. But this way, you can see this is the small project for the Open Gate Quilt Box. For the last one we got, this is August, so in July. So that, I don't know, that could have been the June box. Because July box might be delayed. I don't know. I don't ever really pay attention to the months. It's the one I got last month. So, now we have this done. And let's see, the outside of the bag. So, let me get the outside of the bag. I have to see where I'm attaching it first. Place the ends of the strap 3 inches apart along the raw edge of the right side. Whichever way, I'm going to just pin it in. I'm going to pin and then I'm going to measure to see if this is the 3 inches. I'm guessing about 3 inches. Let me get my little measuring thing here. I wonder if the insides are the outsides are 3 inches. Okay, so I need to move this one out just a hair. Distances and measurements are not my thing. And if my aunt is watching, she's probably laughing, going, no, it's not. Because I'm sure she would love to tell a trip or two story from when I was younger. And directional things are not my... Well, I'm a lot better than I was when I was younger. So I have these pinned in. So now it just tells me to stitch 1/8 of an inch to secure it. Oh. To the edge of the bag. I guess I put that too far down because my fabric folded down there. So I am going to get this under my machine here and get that 1/8 of an inch sewn on it. Just to secure it to the bag. That's all we're doing right now is securing the handles. And yes, I'm sewing all the way across. I'm not coming off of it and then coming back down. I'm just going to sew all the way across it. It's only 1/8 of an inch. It will be caught in that 1/4 inch seam. Okay, we've secured our handle. It says place the outside of the bag with the strap tucked in into the lining. Having to look for my lining here where I put it. With right sides facing together. What we are to be doing is to be matching our squared bottom here, which I think I have done. I just have to figure the handle out. Give me a second. Okay, now when we put our outside of the bag inside the lining, we've got that much fabric standing out. So what I will do is push that lining down, or push the outside of the bag down into the lining and pin it, because I want all of that extra. And what I will do is leave a 3-inch opening. I'm not going to do that at the handle though. I'm hoping this comes out right. I'm not very good at the bags on the inside of linings, but let me get my seams here to match up, and I will pin those in. The funny thing is they actually nest, but I can't feel the nest because I have that interfacing or the fusible fleece in there. That just makes it hard to feel. Okay guys, I'm having difficulties getting the bags to line up. So what I am going to do, just put this on the sewing machine, and I'm going to measure out my 3 inches right here on the back. And it's because this thickness on the inside, I'm having troubles. Well, I do need to get it to work. I'm out of pins though. Okay, I think I've got it, but we shall see. Now I'm going to double pin on this side so I know this is my 3 inches. And I'm going to start right here. Guys, this was not meant to be a tutorial. It really isn't. I have to talk myself through this. Let's see how... It just says sew around the top edges, so I am going to sew at 1/4 inch. See if my machine will pull this on through. Yeah, there it goes. So what we will have to do is kind of roll our bag up under our machine here. And once again, this is a learning process for me as well, because I've made a couple bags, and I've actually made one kind of this size, and I believe it was an Open Gate quilt also, but no, I actually think it was smaller. And it used the same kind of corners, but that time I did the corners wrong. Just saying, I did the corners wrong because I was very new. Oh my goodness, and these are off. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, what has happened is my lining has slipped down below my outside of the bag. So I may have to put lots and lots of pins in this. I wish the fusible fleece had been big enough to go from top to bottom of the actual piece. That way it would be easier to keep together. I don't know, that may be harder. I think it would be easier, but it probably would be harder. Yeah, I completely stitched off of that. So let's see if I can get that lined back up, pinned back together. I'm going to have to put multiple pins in there. So let my errors be your learning curve. All these pins in here now, I'm poking myself. And I got to try to not run over all these pins. See, that pin got in the way there, but it didn't get hit. Now I'm sewing over the handles. So now I'm having to, I know you can't see this because it's all caught up under the machine here, and I'm hoping my pins aren't coming out because they are catching on the machine. And I'm sewing all of this at that 1/4 inch, and double checking to make sure my lining and my front are good. Now I am back to my opening. Take those pins out. It may be a little bigger than 3 inches, but that's okay with me. So now what we do, oh, y'all, they also have the instructions for the one piece of outside fabric on the opposite side of the paper. I was just reading going, well, my goodness. Okay. So now we're going to pull the bag out. It's almost the same exact instructions. So now we're pulling our bag out. And we had our handles tucked in, so our handle should come out. There's our handle. Yay! So our bag is pulled out, so now we have to push our lining back down in there. And then we will close it. Oh, don't do this on the seam, y'all. I just realized that was a big mess up. Okay, so now what we are going to do is I'm going to press this in, and then I'm going to top stitch it. Let me see how, yeah, it says top stitch the edge. Well, how I'm going to top stitch it, I'm going to top stitch it with my sewing machine. I'm not going to hand top stitch it. Okay, guys, I've got that trimmed up, and here is my little bag. Let's see, do I have a string hanging? It looks like I got, oh, that's my thread. So, yeah, this is really, really cute. It's a good size. And now it says place your plastic bag. Where did I throw my plastic bag? There's my plastic bag. You got your clips, your binder clips to actually hold your bag in place. So let's get the bag out of the binder clips. Let's see here. We'll put our little bag down in. Make sure it's all the way down in there. Put your little binder clip on the top and put the little wings down on it, and we'll put one back here in the back. Y'all, I think this is a perfect little string catcher here in my sewing room. Look at that. Now, of course, where your handle is, you don't have a clip there, but oh, I see a string hanging on my handle. Let me get that string off. With me trying to decipher instructions and reading the wrong side, I think I did pretty good. It took me a little over an hour to get this done. But this is a cute little project. Once again, if you're interested in receiving the Open Gate Quilt Box, I will have their link down in the description for you. This, as I said, it does have a small project, a large project. You do have add-ons of a backing for the large project, and you can get what they call a stash buster, where you get a fat quarter bundle. It's sometimes one to 4 fat quarter bundles, I think. It's probably more than that because it's $12. But you get quite a few pieces of fabric to add to your stash. They are really they're really great, I think. And you normally do get like a notion and a thread along in your box. So guys, tell me what you think about this little cutie. This is so cute. I love this. Y'all may start seeing this sitting on my table now to catch my threads as I trim them and clip them, because a lot of them do end up on the floor and I have to vacuum almost every day now. But tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Goodbye.